In a show of force, armed militiamen briefly took over a hotel in the Libyan capital of Tripoli that serves as headquarters for the interim government, officials said Saturday. Friday's development came after the three-member presidential council earlier this week appointed a new chief of the intelligence agency, Libya's version of the CIA. The militias, which control Tripoli, were apparently unhappy with the choice of Hussein Khalifa as the new spy chief. Presidential Council spokeswoman Najwa Weber said no one was hurt in the takeover of Hotel Corinthia in the heart of Tripoli. The hotel was mostly empty on Friday, the Muslim weekend. After a while, the militias left the hotel, according to an official at the Interior Ministry who spoke on condition of anonymity and the regulations. Khalifa and the militia leaders were not immediately available for comment on Saturday. All right, so let's get more now from Adel Mahou, is live for us in Cairo. So Adel, that incident right there illustrates the risks that the unity government is facing. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, basically, in Tripoli, there's a hotel there called Corinthia. It's one of the prominent locations that the Presidency Council, which is a group of three members of Libyan politicians that are acting in the place of a president for the country during the transition, they meet there on a regular basis. And at night, some militia groups went in with 4x4 vehicles and some arms, and they tried to forcefully enter the hotel in an attempt to sit and talk with the Presidency Council members. This forceful entry happened, but no meeting occurred. There have been contradicting reports about whether they've entered the hotel with their arms or just forcefully entered without any arms, in terms to sit peacefully with the members of the Presidency Council, in terms to give them some demands and object to some decisions that the Presidency Council took in recent days.
Right. So we know the head of the Presidency Council's office, Mohammed Al-Mabrouk, has suggested that he will meet with the groups involved. What more do we know about that?
So basically, as I told you, the main purpose of this display of force around the hotel and the attempt to enter by one of the Western-based militias is that they were objecting to some decisions announced lately by the Presidency Council, specifically the appointment of a new chief of Libyan Intelligence Bureau, Mohammed Al-Ayib. Mohammed Al-Ayib is considered to be one of Muammar al-Qaddafi's strong and influential politicians and security personnel. His appointment as the head of an intelligence bureau in Libya is quite a blow to the Western militia specifically, who are in a very spark of tension at its height, basically, with any figure that represents al-Qaddafi, as well as former military generals from al-Qaddafi regime. So his appointment comes as a shock to them. It comes as, from the Presidency Council perspective, as a continuation for Libya's effort to counter terrorism and extremist movements. Now, the Presidency Council is formed of three Libyan politicians from the east, west, and south of Libya, representing the three regions. And the appointment of Al-Ayib as the head of Intelligence Bureau comes as a prominent step and a unanimous decision by the three figures. And therefore, their objection comes trying to reverse that and keep the previous chief of intelligence in place. They also come to object and asking for the to submit or to fire, to sack the foreign minister of Libya, after she bluntly asked for Turkish and militias to be disarmed and Turkish troops to withdraw, foreign troops to be withdrawn from Libya. So this is the stance that has forced them, irritated these militias group, and tried to sit with them. And this is actually why, as you've mentioned, that the head of the Presidency Council's office is trying to arrange for talks so that no such instance of force be used at a time that Libya is quite fragile in terms of its ceasefire and trying to maintain stability as much as possible.
All right, Adel, we appreciate that update. Thank you very much for